What's up, little homies? This is You Are Talking to Face, also known as Bad Horse, coming at you with another KTS episode, this time detailing the map Solace. That said, I don't particularly like Solace as a map for Halo 4, but it was one of our most requested map videos, so here we go. Now, some of you might remember that I said that Unbiased Stone was going to help me out with this video. He did help out in his own way, but he is now busy with his own channel, so if you guys want to go check out Unbiased Stone, his channel's on YouTube. He has pretty good videos, and he's absolutely a top-notch player. Alright, so what you can see here is I'm using the Incineration Cannon. That's one of 3 weapons that will spawn as power weapons on this map. The other neutrally spawning power weapon is the swords. That's going to be out in middle, and then both teams will have a sniper as well. Solace is a very interesting map to study because there's room for all sorts of weapons. As you can see, I was using a shotgun there, and bolt shot, and the DMR. There are going to be close range situations, there's going to be long range situations, and everything in between. Now, real quickly before we start out into the real deep map study, I want to talk about the loadout that I would recommend for this map, and that is jetpack, mobility, and ammo. Definitely have those on. And I'm choosing the DMR and the bolt shot because that really gives me the most versatility. And then the mobility is going to allow me to get to those neutrally spawning power weapons as quickly as possible and be able to move across these large open spaces that Solace is known for. Alright, now starting out here, many people have said that Solace is a symmetrical map, and I would take that a step further and just say that it's semi-symmetrical. In fact, what we found out is that in the beginning of the game, when you spawn and you're here and you're running up for that sniper rifle, Blue actually has a slight advantage in getting the sniper rifle. This is because if you look closely at the map here, you can see that Blue's ramp, or Blue's platform up top where the sniper rifle spawns, is slightly shorter than the red side. Here I've paused the clip right at the beginning of the game just to illustrate the fact that Red is actually going to be a few steps away from that sniper just as Blue is picking it up and already has a bead on Red. So Blue definitely has an advantage right off the break on that sniper. Now, as you can see from the illustration here, Red also has a disadvantage for the neutral power weapons because they're just slightly further away from the center as well. Keeping that in mind, Dervo and I went and ran some races to see which routes were fastest to get to those neutral power weapons, and it looks as though going over the top for either side is the faster way. However, going over the top will expose you to sniper fire from the other side, so you kind of have to weigh your risk when you're rushing those neutral power weapons. And obviously, as the picture shows, those are located downstairs in the middle of the map. Alright, so now that we've looked at what the break looks like, let's take a look at some interesting exploit positions. Now, generally I would discourage using exploit positions because those are the kind of things that really break the game. Let's be honest about it. Unfortunately, there are people out there that are going to use these anyways, and so basically you're going to have to know them in case they get used against you. Now, the one that I'm showing you right now is one that Dervo and I found. It's at the back side of Red's basement, and it's off to the sides, and on either side you can drop down there, and I imagine seeing this a lot in oddball games, because if you were down there with the oddball and someone killed you, you would just, drop the ball and it would be gone. And as Dervo demonstrates here, it's fairly easy to melee somebody from that position, so having the ball there would be totally game-breaking. Another popular spot, but I don't know if it's really an exploit spot, but for snipers it's fairly easy to get up on these support beams on red side. You can walk up there and be fairly unnoticed, but I'll let you know if other teams see you doing this, they will be very quick to get you off of there. Also, quickly, there's another spot over here on red side on the left side. I don't know what anybody would use this except for oddball, and it has the same exploit advantage as the ones down below. Alright, that's enough of the red exploit positions. Let's go ahead over to Blue Base and take a look at what they have on that side. And just as a reiteration, I am not telling you guys this because I am encouraging you guys to exploit the game. I am just telling you this so that you're aware of it. Alright, so what you're going to want to do for this next one is head over to Blue Base. If you come out the side doors, immediately above the door there's a small ledge. And if you have jetpack equipped, you can easily jetpack up there. And I don't know if this is so much an exploit as it is just a different place to stand. But I think because it is unintended, I would consider it an exploit. This is available on both sides. You can jetpack up there and just kind of perch there, and you have a good view of that whole side from that angle. However, I should also mention that the entire middle and other side of the map are going to be excluded from your line of sight if you do take this position, so keep that in mind. Alright, so let's take a look at Blue's base in regards to flag defense. As you can see, it's fairly easy to defend flag on Blue. I think a little bit easier than it is on Red, simply because there are a few more ledges and there are a few more little positions that you can get into to get you up off the ground and keep you away from grenades. Now obviously you can climb up on those ledges that you just saw Dareville and I on, which are very good for flag defense, and also you're going to be able to use the crates that are in the rooms that are adjacent to that flag area as just kind of a place to perch and get yourself up away from those grenades. I can definitely see how perching here with a bolt shot or a shotgun would be very advantageous in a flag game where people are trying to run into your base. As you can see, you can use either side. Either of those crates will work. Any of those crates will work, actually. The center one's probably not a great idea because people will see you as they're coming in the door. Now, another thing that Dareville and I discovered while we were on Solace was that if you were on Red side, you could jump off there into the beam and be catapulted immediately without jetpack onto Red's ledge. This is extremely useful because if you're not sporting jetpack, you're using some other armor ability, now you can use that to get up to their sniper, get up to their ledge, take them, flank them, and that's very important for this map, is being able to get up to that ledge. It is important to note, however, that on Blue side this will not work because Blue ledge is shorter than Red ledge. Alright, now moving right along, we also were messing around with some weapons on Solace here, and one of the things that we found out is that automatic weapons have a very large amount of bloom that can be completely negated by firing short controlled burst, and that means for the assault rifle and for the SAW, you're going to be able to kill people with a lot less ammo and more quickly at range if you simply pull the trigger quite quickly, basically resetting the bloom in between your shots to compensate for the fact that they're far away. Basically, you want to watch your reticle and not let those inner crosshairs get wider than your target. Well guys, that about does it for me for this week. I didn't realize how much of a challenge this video was going to be, but I put a lot of work into it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Again, please comment, rate, and subscribe. You have no idea how much that helps us out. And go check out revolvingbear.com, and we'll see you back here next week. Until next time, peace out, little homies.